My first rule of recycling is don't. The first thing one should do is to try to find the ways to annihilate a sense of disposability. Find ways to make things work much better. All of our packaging at the moment is disposable. You know, you take it, you throw it away. I grew up in a world where that wasn't the case. A gentleman came early in the morning and brought our milk and put it on the doorstep in glass bottles, took them away, cleaned them, refilled them and put them back. All of our carbonated beverages were like that. This is in the 1950s. A very large amount of the packaging was permanent. Now, if you think about the refillability of something, where you have a beautiful, permanent thing in your home that you are refilling in a simple and inexpensive way, that's a great way of looking at a business because it's a win-win. It means the qualitative side of it from the consumer's point of view is raised. You get a nicer experience, but the cost and the waste is dramatically reduced within the supply chain and the business. What's that remark about? If we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it. I see a lot of it now. People say, how about this idea? I'm going, yeah, well, I grew up on that. And they think it's a completely new thing. The second way on sustainability is to find ways of bringing previous solutions from other cultures and other times into this, because that helps to stimulate the debate. Reusability is an incredibly important part of understanding the sustainability agenda. We throw things away now that we wouldn't have dreamt of throwing away 50 years ago. One of the miracles of the late 20th and early 21st century from a design and manufacturing point of view is that incredibly complex things with enormous capability are incredibly inexpensive. The electronic digital revolution has reduced the costs of some functionality to an extraordinary extent, so we believe these things can be just disposable. If you think of the things that you really cherish, that you love in your life, it's amazing how many of them are physical artifacts, and it's the quality of how they feel. I've watched with amazement how wristwatches have stopped being the things that you bought in a gas station 15 years ago, super cheap. Now look at what people wear. You know, they've put value back. Look at potato chips. In the UK, it's gone from a commodity to something that's more desirable. This doesn't mean that you've done anything to the cost of the packaging. What it means is that you can engage people to a position of greater value. If you do that, then maybe we can get to positions of reusability or longevity. To make packaging something that's there to protect and tell you about what the internal product is needs two things. One of them is for the businesses that make these things to take it very seriously. And the other is to communicate to people why it's important. If you can generate desire in people for something, then the job gets terribly easy. If they're doing it under duress because maybe it's the right thing to do, then it's a much more difficult thing. So which is the chicken and which is the egg? Well, they both are. You have to engage them both at the same time. One of the best ways around the problems that we face in much packaging is to just do things in a different way. Go to a store and have it delivered into a container you've already got. Have the thing delivered without its packaging. There are dozens of different ways of doing it, but often not to do with the substitution of the packaging material. It's a complete review of the infrastructural approach to how you do it. So that's design as well. Designing systems, designing a better way to do something doesn't just mean the thing itself. It means how it actually takes place. But the winners in this will be the businesses that understand that if you take a root and branch approach, that's how you make the change.